This is Jaeger Strike. Immediately I want to say how beautifully polished all this is. This is a very beautiful first impression people get of the game right here. The whole background being 3D and kind of scrolling around, even though that was kind of a pop-in meteor over there. Despite all that, this is a very beautiful main menu. It's got quite a few options, and I believe this is also a mobile game, mainly because I have Google Plus sign-in and the obvious mobile thing here. So for a mobile game, this is a very impressive first impression. You don't get this kind of first impression with a lot of mobile games, especially this kind of level of 3D fidelity. So, pretty impressive. Let's go ahead and jump right into the missions. Mission 1, Rookie. Let's go ahead and start Mission 1. Mission 1, Pirates detected. Send counterfleet. Launch the Jaeger. So I believe this is mostly going to be touch controls, but it looks like it does actually have some keyboard controls too. I'm able to use WASD. So we have here our hit points, shield if equipped, heat generated while firing, okay. So I don't have a shield, so I guess that's not showing up. 3 lives, score, multiplier, all this is very straightforward. This whole UI makes perfect sense right out the gate. Very nice. Tap to use rechargeable if equipped. Alright. Here we go. So firing seems to be all automatic, which that's fine. Ooh, wow, look at these 3D effects. It's actually a little confusing, I'm noticing immediately, because I'm not exactly sure what's on my plane of existence, but I'm going to assume all enemies are on my plane of existence, and I'm just going to assume all my allies are somewhere else. Ooh, that's a nice disintegration effect. Can I stop those missiles? I should probably aim for them, but I just assume that they're not on my plane. Ooh, he's flipping out. Very cool. Now, I will say the shots look a little lame by comparison of everything else. Like, I expect energy-looking shots, and they look more like little fireballs heading towards me. Maybe it's the speed kind of revealing what they are. It'd be kind of cool if there was more of a blur to them, so they kind of look more energy-like, more of a glow even. Something like that to kind of signify what they are. Overall, it controls very nicely, though. At least on the computer it does. WASD and everything moving around quite nicely. I've always had a bit of a pet peeve with a game where you're always constantly firing, because sometimes you want to time it out a bit, but it's not a big deal for this because I assume that's for the benefit of... Oh, I see now. I do have the ability to choose when I fire, and I kind of have to because of the heating up. But it's a toggle instead of a, like, hold down or something like that. So something to get used to right there. Let's see, score multiplier collectible. There we go. We got these giant doom ships. I do like the random death animations where they'll just kind of spin out. It's pretty immediately obvious when they're dying, so I'm not too worried about that. What's this? Bonus target. Red outline. Gotcha. Oh, I kind of see it. Yeah, there's a bit of a red outline around them, so I know. But the whole visual style is pretty nice, especially considering, once again, this is made to be a mobile game. It's a pretty good 3D look, and it's a pretty general aesthetic, too. It's very unified in its look. Except, once again, I gotta say, the only thing that really doesn't look right to me is the enemy shots. They just don't seem to follow the same flow of everything else. That's the only thing that's really getting me on this. Oh, can I shoot down missiles? No, I cannot. Can I make them hit each other? Close enough. Kinda wish I could shoot down the missiles. I'm forgetting to watch my overheating. There we go. So overall it's a good game, but it's also kind of a plain game. I'm not exactly feeling that challenge, but again, I am on rookie mode for Mission 1, so that's being a little critical a little early. One thing though is I'm still trying to get the hang of when I know something is on my level. When I know it's in my three-dimensional plane of existence. It's a 2D game with a 3D feel. But as far as I can tell, it's never been a big problem because I've always been able to hit whatever I go for. So maybe they're just always kind of on my plane of existence. Oh, those are my allies. Don't want to shoot them. So far, the overheating hasn't gotten me yet, but I don't know if that'll be a bigger thing later for me.
Brilliant.
Brilliant, apparently. Apparently I'm brilliant. So this game does have a multitude of collectibles and medals, apparently, and I think I just got one right there. Now the sound design, let's talk about the sound design a little bit. Now it's a little quiet right now because I turned it down, but there's some pretty hardcore dubstep going on in the background, and that's about all I hear. The explosions are very minimal. Now I will say they could be going for the whole space aesthetic where realistically there's no sound in space. which would make sense, which is why you're not really hearing laser blasts or anything like that. Or they could have realized that the laser blast sounded very repetitive and just gotten rid of them ahead of time. But there are explosions, so I'm going to wipe away that whole space aesthetic idea. So, I don't know. I would say overall the sound design's feeling a little flat right now. That's probably my only gripe I can really come up with at the moment. The level's going on for quite a while, too, so far. Mainly, I think I just feel that way right now because I'm not feeling super challenged. But again, first level. Shouldn't feel too challenging. But it also shouldn't feel too mindless. And I wouldn't say it feels mindless per se, but it does feel easy. Just kind of dodge, dodge. If I miss an enemy, it doesn't matter because they're just going to come back anyway. It's not super fast-paced. All the enemies are pretty slow right now. The projectiles all move very slow right now. So nothing to really worry about. And I think that might... like, for example, the enemy projectiles aren't really going much faster than the enemies. You would... Maybe that's what I'm having a problem with right here, is just how easy it is to dodge everything. If I'm not really getting hit, I'm not really too worried about collecting, you know, repair things or anything like that. I can just dodge all day. I move substantially faster than the enemy bullets do. In fact, I can move so fast that I could dodge them and then move back into them. And I don't know the best solution to that aside from trying to speed up the projectiles. But yes, this is absolutely on the easiest mode. I'm going to try the hardest mode next just to see the comparison. Rather, I should say I'm on rookie mode. So we'll try the hardest mode next by comparison to see what it's like. Now I'm hoping in the harder mode I'm going to see bullets speed up a bit. I'm going to see enemies kind of jumping in and shooting and then jumping out. You know, just general, more challenging. Looks like the level's about done. You can see on the left side there my progress, right underneath my number of lives. And just kind of ran into those bullets, didn't really take much damage. Probably better do that than take a missile. Now I'm curious how the cooling system's going to come into play the more I play it, because right now it's really just more of a nuisance than anything. Like I just turn it off after using it for quite a while, and then, you know, no real penalty for anything. I get all of the coolant back pretty immediately. I wonder how that's going to come into play later, if there's like weapon upgrades that end up taking more cooling and stuff. I do know this game has weapon upgrades, so that's pretty exciting. And that could definitely vary up the gameplay quite a bit. Yeah, I will say that the visuals are very, very nice all around. I do like the 3D models. They all look very good. They all look very unified for this game. The background looks really nice, although I kind of wish that it's scrolled, you know? I understand space is a big... Ooh, hello. That was a big blast that I didn't see coming. Anyway, I do know that space is big, so the stars might not necessarily scroll, but... So this is kind of mean. There's not much space for me to really shoot him, and I can only shoot up. And once I get down there, he's just going to blast those things at me. So it's kind of like... There's no real dodge method for me here, aside from just moving out of the way in time. Like, I don't have a dodge roll or something, so I can, a barrel roll or something, so I can get out of the way faster. So I might take a little bit of damage while I'm hitting people here. But actually, it does kind of work out, because as he turns, he ends up kind of pushing it off to the side, and that gives me an opening to get him from beneath. Oh, look at that. I just ruined a perfect score of 100,000. What a monster. Oh, he's got a backside. Very cool. All right, so this is the more interesting enemy design that I was kind of looking for out of this. Where he's kind of flipping around and revealing new things. Now he's probably got a turret on the side, or maybe the front, it looks like. What's this, a missile system? Ooh, he's got all sorts of goodies. I'm going to want to recharge a little bit. Cool down. Ooh, 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 ooh. Taking a few hits there. Now, this game, in my opinion, lacks a lot of juice. That's one thing I'm noticing. Like, when I get hit or something, there's no screen shaking, there's no sound effects, like, there's no beeps or boops to, like, you know, try to imagine if you were in the cockpit piloting this thing, and you get hit by something. It'd be kind of cool to get that immersive feeling of, like, you know, oh no, whoop, whoop. It's like, you know, shit's going down, right? Everything's kind of breaking apart. You get the rumbling of the cockpit, the screen shakes to signify that, you know. There's a lot of juice aspects here that are just kind of missing, in my opinion. Uh-oh, I could die here if I'm not careful. See, this is more my challenge. It's more my speed, what I'm looking for right here. And it's showing, because I'm actually starting to take damage if I'm not careful about it. But I do like how the ship's breaking apart, and that gives me new openings to attack it. Very nice. Much better than just one giant explosion, just being able to pick it apart piece by piece like this. I like it a lot, actually. But it also feels a little elongated. Because this part, I've been just kind of... He's been bullet sponging a bit. Mainly because I can only shoot him from the one angle, right? So from a game design perspective, I can only shoot him from beneath. And that's where most of the ground suppressing fire is coming from. So it's a lot of waiting. And I said it before, and I'll say it again. Waiting is the bane of all video games. If I'm just waiting for this opening right here, then I'm going to find myself unentertained after quite a while. It's just going to be a long time of waiting until I can fire. And waiting until I can fire. But it is nice to know that I can kind of make these openings myself just by targeting the right things. So I know if I target this, I'm going to get a lot less of this fire on my ass. There we go. Which leads me to just getting this side a bit easier. So apparently the developer's saying in the later levels you get hit a lot, so the screen would constantly be shaking. I could see that as a problem. It could be more an aspect of... how much you shake the screen. Like, it could be a very minor screen shake. It doesn't have to be anything giant. Alright, killed the boss. Got a bonus. Killed 75% of enemies. New module, Adrenaline. Well, that's interesting. So we'll head to the menu right now. And let's go ahead and take a look at these modules. Let's check out the equipment. And look at that. I got some kind of a little gold piece right here. So right now, all I have is a Gatling gun. So this is looking interesting right here. We have equipments down here and spare equipments here, I guess. Unequip, equip, drag and drop. Okay, so let's put the Adrenaline somewhere. Looks like it goes here because those lit up. Oh, look at that. That's really cool. It actually added it onto the ship. Now, the only thing is I don't know what the Adrenaline actually does. It'd be nice if in this menu I clicked on it, if I could actually see Adrenaline does this and that. Look at that. You can even look at a three-dimensional model of your ship that's going to be customized based off your own parts. That is really cool. That is something that can really get people invested, being able to design their own ship with their own parts and actually get the look of it. Now, I wonder if you can do anything to, like, paint your ship or anything, too. Boy, that'd be cool. Especially for a mobile game. If you want to do mobile transactions on that, microtransactions, that's something a lot of people might be interested in. So what do we have here? We have upgrades, right? So I have my Gatling gun right here. And standard combat gun. Alright, so I can upgrade it with these metals, which I have 2 of right now. Unfortunately, it looks like I'm going to need 3 or more to increase the damage, increase the barrels, get a 3rd barrel. That'd be cool. Up to 2 plus 2 barrels, so you can get up to 4 barrels. Very nice, I gotta say. Now, how about the Adrenaline boost? Looks like slow down. Unfortunately, I'm still... Oh, here we go. Adrenaline, bullet time effect. So it's in here that you can actually find out what it does. I would actually very much prefer it if I could find out what it does in here. If you could have it say bullet time effect here when I touch it or click on it or whatever. That'd be much more useful information for me to have than over here. But, you know, it is what it is. So this gives me a bullet time effect, I guess. This increases the slowdown, the duration, slowdown and duration again. It'd be nice to get numbers to go with those, too. Like, some people are stats freaks, myself included, I'll admit. So if I could actually get the amount of time it'd slow it down, I would know whether or not this is something I'd be interested in buying, other than just knowing plus slowdown. Okay. Let's go ahead and check out another mission, and this time we're going to try it... Let's try it on Ace. I want to see just how it goes down. Alright, so launch the Jaeger. Again, very nice space background. And look, it is scrolling now, actually. Maybe I just didn't notice it before. Maybe because, I guess with the boss fight, you're not actually really moving, are you? Alright, so this is the Ace difficulty, so we're going to see just what that entails. The bullets still seem to be moving about the same speed. Not a big deal. I'm guessing they might do more damage now. Let's see. Let's take a hit and find out. Oh, yeah. Wow. 2 of them just took away 16 of my health, so it looks like it's more of a you can take less bullet system. Again, I'm loving the three-dimensional effects used here. In particular, I'm loving how I can see the enemies flying above me, flying around me, and actually that kind of gives me more of a reason to kill them, because if I don't, they're going to start blocking the screen and making it a little harder for me to see upcoming enemies. Now, I feel like the enemies are taking more bullets too, which that's fair, because we just saw we can upgrade our systems. We probably shouldn't be playing the max difficulty until we can actually take these enemies out efficiently. Oh, look at that. Yeah, wow, you can die really quick. Let's hit the adrenaline, just see what happens here. Very cool. Nice slow-mo effect. I'm still moving about the same speed, which gives me a slight advantage. And it's a recharge effect, so over time I'll be able to use it again. Pretty neat. Alright, and I would love to see some more of those weapon upgrades. The only thing is, though, it looks like they're all coming out of random drops, so I don't really know when I'm going to be able to, when I'm going to actually get a weapons upgrade as opposed to just another adrenaline shot or something like that. I don't know for sure if you get multiples. You probably don't, because that'd be mean. But it'd be cool if it was more of a shop system or like a salvage system where you got the random drops and you could turn them into scrap, which you could then buy what you actually want for your cart, your ship rather. Cool, adrenaline ready, but I died. 3 lives. Go again. Oh, dead again. Wow. Oh, this is why I need shields. Adrenaline. Adrenaline, please. I feel like the one thing holding this game back, honestly, is the fact that I can only shoot up. I know that sounds weird, because a lot of games do this, don't get me wrong, but hear me out. Look at how long these things are taking to shoot. Now imagine how hard it is to kill these things when I'm moving forward constantly, and it's limiting the amount of time I have to shoot at the thing. Now, this means, obviously, once again, I'm going to have to upgrade if I want to do the harder difficulties. It's not really viable for me to enter into these difficulties without being upgraded first. Which, again, not really a problem at all, because that's how games should be in a lot of cases. You shouldn't be doing something before you're actually ready. But I don't know, I kind of think of it like a Dark Souls thing, right? In Dark Souls, it'd be really, really, really unwise to enter into a fight with a boss that's probably a few levels ahead of you until you've gotten the equipment to be able to match up with that. But that doesn't stop people from trying and in some cases succeeding, right? I mean, sometimes you've just gone so far and you're like, screw it, I'm not walking back, I'm going to try to fight this guy anyway. Well, in this case, it's a little more against you to try doing something like that. Thank God I got that repair kit just in time. Let's slow down this time right here. I don't think my bullets are slowing down, or rather, I should say, the rate at which I'm firing them is slowing down. That's kind of helpful. Enemies have a lot more HP in the higher difficulty. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured, and they definitely deal a lot more damage, too. This has always been a relatively easy approach to difficulty. Yeah, that's the best way to say it. And it's definitely not one that's ever going to be frowned upon because it works. You can't deny things, game elements that work. Oh, apparently I can crash into people. I probably should have known that. I kind of got cocky because of that boss. Alright, here we go. Now let's see, if I fail the mission, do you think I'm going to get a drop because I did a certain amount well? I'm going to guess no. There we go. So it's definitely encouraged you don't try out the higher difficulties until you've gotten at least a couple upgrades. This is pretty obvious. Look, I couldn't even kill all 3 of those. I could probably kill 1 if I really went for them. Maybe 2. Okay. But you're not going to be able to take out full crews, not unless you got the damage increases. And probably a better weapon. Yeah, now I will agree with that. This is a good point. Although increases to HP and damage output of enemies is an easy way to do difficulty management, my favorite method actually tends to be enemy AI increases. For example, different tactics that they use, different weapons that they use that might have increased bullet speeds, or different attacks altogether that just require more skill to dodge. Those are more my favorite methods of going to do difficulty. But that's not to say this isn't a completely valid one. Once again, it works. It's withstood the test of time, without a doubt. But I will say, for a mobile game, and that's rude to say, I won't even say for a mobile game, for a game in general, this game does play really, really well, actually. And that's something that's definitely worth giving it a look at. I probably should not be standing underneath the silo. Flying underneath the silo. It's definitely enthralling me, but then again, there's these parts where I'm just kind of waiting, where it's a little less interesting, right? But that's, again, mainly just due to the bullet sponginess and the fact that I'm much lower level than I probably should be. And it looks like I probably will be able to take out the bosses. It's really more just the oncoming waves that I'm probably not going to be able to defeat in time to get the points for them. Odds are bosses I'll be able to handle for the most part. Now, for level 2, I was kind of hoping to see other mini-bosses. Like, we saw that mini-boss in the first level already. And it's a fine mini-boss, but level 2 I'm already seeing recycled stuff. That is worrisome. Game over. Okay, no rewards for failure. That's perfectly fine. Alright. We're gonna do... Let's see. Let's look at one more thing. Actually, do we have time? Unfortunately, we might not. So this game has how many missions? 10 missions. It's got 3 different settings for each, and if we go back, you can actually see that there are different medals for each one. So I only got the silver medal on the enemy defeating. If I got the gold one, which I guess is for killing all of them, then I would probably have 3 medals and could do an upgrade right now. I do kind of wish that there was kind of an equipment store of some sort, you know, where you could trade in things that you don't want, that you get, and just buy what you really do want. That'd be pretty sweet. But that's, you know, it's not a necessity. It would just be cool. But again, things that I do like the actual... I like the 3D aesthetic. The 3D aesthetic looks absolutely great. Again, especially for a mobile game. The fact that your ship actually changed depending on what you equip and unequip. Like, no Gatling guns, suddenly Gatling guns. God, can I go out with no Gatling guns? That'd probably be horrible. The fact that there seem to be very many different ways to build your ship. And just the overall aesthetic. I keep saying it, I know, but it's a really good-looking aesthetic. What we got here? We got different medals. Top Gun. Destroy enemies with your weapons. Pretty straightforward. What do we got here? Head first. Ram your way through your enemies. Oh, that must be cool. There must be some kind of a... like, something for the front of the ship so you can ram into enemies. That'd be pretty cool. Slow mode. Use your adrenaline. So you'll get medals to buy upgrades to your stuff just by doing stuff like using auto repairs, using the adrenaline, ramming into enemies. How many times have I done that so far? 10. Pro. Peace. What's this? Beat the game on easy, medium, and hard. That's not for a peace symbol. Oh, peacemaker. Never mind. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of cool stuff going on for this game, and I definitely think it's worth checking out. I'm probably going to grab this on my Android pretty immediately after the stream. Jaeger Strike, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.